Have you ever felt as if you're constantly struggling against a tide, enveloped by voices and influences that sap your energy more than they replenish it? At this moment, I urge you to pause and ponder. Who are the individuals in your life? Do they uplift or depress you? Today, we will delve into the ancient teachings of the Stoics, investigating how selecting our associates and establishing personal restrictions can drastically change our life's journey. However, before we proceed, if you're on the hunt for motivation to live a more fulfilling and sincere life, subscribe to our channel and activate notifications so you don't miss any of our enlightening content. Stick around till this video's conclusion to uncover applicable tactics that can be integrated into your everyday life, altering not only your interaction with others, but also your self-perception and place in the world. Removing detrimental individuals from your existence. Have you ever paused and reflected on the significant impact that those around us have on our lived experiences? It often feels like we're perpetually caught up amidst abundant turbulence and immense strain, subjecting every minuscule action we partake in to stringent scrutiny. Nonetheless, there exists a clandestine truth capable of revolutionizing everything. The individuals we opt to keep within our immediate circle. Certain individuals resemble a serene stream, propelling us forward, serenely spurring us to constantly strive for improvement. However, there's the contrasting set of individuals who mirror a tempestuous storm, ushering in turmoil and disorder, leading to us becoming disoriented during our journey. The Stoics, revered philosophers from antiquity who were renowned for their adeptness at navigating life proficiently, frequently discussed this theme. They asserted the indispensable need for mastering self-restraint and discovering our inner tranquility, regardless of any external pandemonium that may be unfolding, leading us to introspect. They incite us to question: do our existing relationships aid in our personal growth, or are they acting as hindrances? Disengaging from someone whose constant feature is negativity doesn't denote a lack of strength. On the contrary, it's a testament to one's inner strength. It means making a conscious choice to surround ourselves with individuals who are truly valuable. It can be compared to looking after a garden. Occasionally, we need to eradicate some weeds for the entire garden to look genuinely stunning. Naturally, this task is not a cakewalk. One must uphold sincerity towards oneself and introspect about what truly holds importance. But just visualize the feeling of lightness and freedom that's attained when one is encircled only by individuals who provide constant support in a space where one can breathe effortlessly, far from the reach of harsh criticisms and negative energy. So, why not pause for a minute to reflect on this? The voices echoing in your life. Do the people in your life elevate you or pull you down? It's crucial to realize that eliminating unhealthy relationships from your life isn't only a process of self-care, but also a journey of self-discovery and growth. It allows you to learn and cultivate techniques to negotiate life in a more peaceful and purposeful manner. Let's not forget, the individuals we opt to have in our close circle play a pivotal role in shaping our lives. Therefore, shouldn't we be more discerning in making such choices? Now is the optimum moment to take a look around, ponder diligently, and initiate the necessary changes. In the grand scheme of things, the quality of our lives is fundamentally determined by the kind of individuals we surround ourselves with. So, are you prepared to make this crucial choice? Establishing personal boundaries. In today's fast-paced world, time is increasingly becoming a valuable commodity, and our energy is a limited asset. Consequently, setting boundaries not only surfaces as an essential survival tactic, but also forms the cornerstone for a rewarding and genuine life. But what does setting personal boundaries truly imply? Furthermore, how does this practice enable us to handle the complexities that modern-day life brings with it? Consider boundaries as the perimeters on a geographical chart, personifying the terrain solely belonging to you, your moments, your vitality, your sentiments. These boundaries are the unseen demarcations, aiding us in defining our limits, affirming what we're willing to consent to, and recognizing when we must deny. At their core, they represent an assertion of self, team, and an acknowledgement of our intrinsic value. Devoid of these distinct boundaries, we expose ourselves to exhaustion, a progressively prevalent condition in a community that continually idolizes the concept of relentless busyness. When we fail to differentiate between external expectations and our personal necessities, we forfeit not only command over our existence, but also an integral component of our persona. Creating limits, therefore, is akin to a tightrope walk, a sensitive interplay between extending and accepting. It's realizing that for us to genuinely support others, we must be at our prime, and that can only occur when we're nurturing ourselves. It's the fine art of rejecting when it's crucial, not due to self-centeredness, but because we comprehend that by upholding our health, we're genuinely enriching a more productive space for all our connections. But how do we define these limits? It begins with self-discovery, with grasping what you sincerely cherish, what saps your vitality, and what replenishes it. It's a perpetual cycle of keenly tuning into your own needs and figuring out how to voice them distinctly and decisively. Visualize for a moment the sensation of liberation when architecting these boundaries, of owning the capacity to decide how, with whom, and into what you invest your time and strength. Imagine the tranquility accompanying the assurance of leading a life in tune with your most profound belief. Now, I call upon you to ponder. What limits do you need to set in your life to safeguard your time, your vitality, and your psychological well-being? Bear in mind, establishing limits is not a wall to keep people at bay, but a bridge towards more genuine and significant relationships. So, shall we begin sketching these demarcations today? Because ultimately, the worth of your life is not gauged by the tally of tasks you complete. Rather, it's determined by the richness of the experiences you decide to embark on. Are you ready to take control and delineate the parameters of your adventure? The art of not engrossing much in love. You know that emotion everyone covets. Love. Indeed, love is a beautiful experience. But the key to enjoying its beauty lies in the method of living it. A little wisdom borrowed from the ancient Stoics. These ancient philosophers professed that while we could embrace profound love, it is crucial to keep it unbound, unrestricting, and not inhibitory. Envision love as releasing a bird to fly. If you clutch it too hard, it loses its essence, the ability to soar. However, when we cherish it with gentle affection and permit it to experience freedom, it proliferates happiness in its own existence and ours as well. Genuine affection, the type that the great Stoic philosophers spoke of, is the kind which bestows metaphorical wings that allows an individual to remain uniquely themselves, free from any constraints. Expressing affection freely does not equate to expressing love to a lesser degree. Contrary to this belief, it symbolizes expressing love in a more intelligent manner. We are choosing to join our lives together, not because of a necessity, but because we genuinely desire to do so. It engenders the understanding that we, as individuals, are already whole and complete in our own right. Yet, we willingly decide to share this inherent completeness with another without any form of dependency. This particular variant of love graciously accepts relentless changes and acknowledges that not everything can withstand the test of time. Rather than express sorrow regarding this fact, it becomes a lesson wherein we learn to appreciate each passing moment. We recognize that every single moment we spend together is a priceless gift to be treasured. And even if things change one day, the love that was lived leaves a good mark, a little light that never goes out. Just imagine how amazing it is to love like this, with an open heart, but without losing who we are. The Stoics wanted us to learn this. Love a lot, but in a way that keeps us firm and at peace inside. So, how about we try to live love this way, choosing to be with someone not to fill a hole, but to add to make each other's life even more beautiful. That's the invitation for today, to love in a way that liberates, that feels good, that makes us feel more alive and happy. Shall we try? Expressing feelings and opinions with caution. In a world where every word has the power to build or destroy, to unite or divide, the art of expressing feelings and opinions with caution emerges as a beacon of wisdom. Imagine, for a moment, that our words are like the waters of a river. They flow with strength and determination, but also with the ability to adapt, to navigate obstacles with grace and resilience. In this context, Stoic philosophy offers us a map, a compass to navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of human communication. The Stoics, with their proverbial serenity, teach us that control over our thoughts and reactions is not just an act of self-discipline, but also a gift of freedom. Imagine being able to choose, with full awareness, the response you wish to give in any situation, rather than being swept away by raw emotions and instinctive reactions. This is the promise of Stoic philosophy. The freedom to respond with wisdom and consideration. Now, why is it so crucial to moderate how we express our feelings and opinions? We live in an era of instant connections, where every thought can be shared with the world in a matter of seconds. The speed at which we communicate should not outweigh the depth and quality of our interactions. By choosing our words carefully, we avoid misunderstandings, unnecessary conflicts, and above all, we preserve valuable relationships. Furthermore, by practicing inner calmness and seeking to understand before being understood, we become beacons of empathy and understanding in our communities. The ability to truly listen, to embrace others' perspectives, even when they diverge from our own, is an act of courage and generosity. And here, my friends, lies true strength. Let's exemplify with a common situation. You strongly disagree with a friend's opinion on a certain matter. The Stoic approach doesn't prevent us from expressing our disagreement. On the contrary, it invites us to do so with respect, seeking points of connection and mutual understanding. Instead of starting an ego battle, we turn the conversation into a bridge for growth and shared learning. Finally, by adopting this philosophy of life, we discover that true communication goes far beyond the exchange of words. It is rooted in authenticity, vulnerability, and the courage to show ourselves as we truly are, with our doubts, our hopes, and our dreams. And in doing so, we not only find our own voice, but also invite others to find theirs. Therefore, may we choose our words with the same care that a gardener dedicates to their plants. May we be patient, compassionate, and deliberate. May our communication be a source of light, not shadows. And as we walk this path, May we discover not only the art of speaking, but the sublime art of living. If this video is bringing any value to you, don't hesitate to comment. Thank you, because when we are grateful, all things work together for our good, our prosperity, and abundance. So, go ahead and leave that comment and like so that this content can change more lives. Let's continue. Selective compassion. Compassion is like a ray of light that warms and illuminates, showing that we care for each other. But even this light needs to be directed wisely, so as not to be lost in the vastness of the night sky. The idea of selective compassion is like using a flashlight instead of turning on all the lights in the house. You focus where it's really needed, where you can make a difference. Think of it this way. The world is full of problems and pains, more than any one of us can solve alone. It's like being in a small boat in the middle of a rough ocean, trying to rescue those adrift. If we try to save everyone at once, we risk sinking under the weight. Selective compassion teaches us to recognize where we can lend a hand without putting ourselves at risk, keeping the boat stable while helping others. This form of compassion tells us that it's okay to admit that we can't be everywhere at once. It's not about turning our backs on the world's difficulties, but rather about choosing our battles wisely. If a friend needs us, we can be there for them because it's a situation where our presence makes a real difference. But when it comes to larger problems beyond our reach, we do what we can, perhaps helping from afar, without getting lost in the attempt to embrace the world. Maintaining this balance also means taking care of ourselves. We can't give others what we don't have. If we exhaust all our energy trying to fix everything and everyone, we'll end up with nothing to offer. It's as if, by trying to light the way for everyone, we end up in the dark ourselves. So, if you come across a situation where someone needs help, and you can do something, go ahead. Your heart and actions can make all the difference. But if it's something beyond your control, do what you can without blaming yourself for not doing more. Sometimes, the greatest help we can offer is being okay ourselves, so that when someone needs us, we're ready and able to lend a hand. Selective compassion is, ultimately, about being smart with our care and affection. It's choosing where we can truly be a positive force, ensuring that we remain strong and healthy enough to make a difference in the long run. And remembering that by taking good care of this light we have to offer, we ensure that it continues to shine brightly for those in need. Prioritizing yourself and being direct. At the heart of Stoicism, we find a powerful call for authenticity and the value of taking care of ourselves. It's a simple yet revolutionary idea. Putting yourself first is not an act of selfishness, but a fundamental step towards becoming the best version of yourself. And why? Because when we are, well, strengthened and balanced, we are much more capable of reaching out to others. Let's simplify. Imagine you're like a glass of water. If the glass is empty, how can you offer water to someone else? First, you need to fill your own glass. That's taking care of yourself. It's ensuring that you are mentally, emotionally, and physically prepared to face the challenges of daily life and to help those around you. It's not about always putting yourself ahead of others, but rather ensuring that you're not always putting yourself last. Being authentic and honest in your interactions is another pillar of this approach. Speaking the truth and being who you truly are may seem daunting. After all, what if others don't like it? But the truth is that honesty creates deeper and more meaningful connections. When you are true to yourself and to others, you build relationships based on trust and mutual respect, and that is the foundation for any healthy relationship. So, How do you put this into practice? It starts with small, daily choices. Saying no when something truly doesn't align with your values, or when you simply don't have the energy to give. Allowing yourself moments of rest without feeling guilty. And when interacting with others, choosing honesty, even if it means having difficult conversations. By making these practices a habit, you will not only be taking better care of yourself, but also creating an environment where others feel encouraged to do the same. It's a domino effect of positivity, where everyone benefits. Remembering that you are important and that your health and well-being are fundamental is not selfishness. It's wisdom. It's the foundation from which you can build a rich and meaningful life, not just for yourself, but also for those around you. And that, my friends, is one of the most valuable lessons Stoicism has to teach us. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Embracing adversity and finding strength in challenges. Embracing adversity and finding strength in challenges is a powerful idea that invites us to see life in a different way. We know that life is not a bed of roses. It comes with its share of storms and mountains to climb. However, it is precisely in facing these obstacles that we find our greatest lessons and opportunities to grow. Think about it. Each challenge that arises is like a unique test for our inner strength and our ability to adapt. When a problem appears in front of us, we have two choices: to retreat and feel defeated, or to face it head on, using it as a springboard for our personal development. Stoic philosophy, rich in ancient wisdom, encourages us to choose the latter option. Imagine, for a moment, that each difficulty is a question that life asks us. What can you learn from this? By embracing our problems with this mindset, we transform obstacles into opportunities. Every adversity becomes a moment of learning. Every challenge, a chance to demonstrate our resilience. But how do we do this in practice? It starts with acceptance. Accepting that life will have challenges is the first step to overcoming them. This does not mean liking or wishing for these situations, but rather recognizing that they are part of our journey. Then, we seek the lessons. Every challenge has something to teach us, whether about ourselves or about the world around us. Furthermore, embracing adversity allows us to strengthen our emotional control. When we face challenges head-on, we learn to manage our emotions, not letting fear or frustration dominate us. This emotional control is a powerful tool, not only for overcoming present difficulties, but also for preparing us for future unforeseen events. Finally, thriving in the face of adversity is a demonstration of strength and determination. Each time we overcome a challenge, we build a stronger version of ourselves, more prepared to face whatever comes our way. It's as if each problem solved adds a piece to the mosaic of our resilience, making it more complete with each passing obstacle. In summary, embracing adversity and finding strength in challenges is a powerful way to live life. It transforms fear into courage, uncertainty into opportunity, and suffering into strength. It is an invitation to look within ourselves, recognize our capacity for resilience, and move forward with confidence, knowing that ultimately we are capable of facing anything that life throws our way. Living in the present with fullness. Present experience. Living in the present with fullness is a transformative journey towards the heart of what really matters in life. The Stoic philosophy, with its ancient wisdom, illuminates this path, teaching us to anchor our experiences in the current moment. After all, life happens now, where each breath is a new beginning and each moment is an opportunity to be fully lived. Often, our minds get lost in the labyrinths of past memories or in dreams, anxious for the future, distancing us from the richness of the present moment. However, by practicing the experience of the present, we learn to free ourselves from these shackles, focusing our attention and energy on actions and thoughts that are truly within our reach. Imagine for a moment the power of really being where you are, of fully feeling every sensation, of being completely engaged in every task, no matter how simple. This not only enriches our life experience, but also makes us more effective and focused, allowing us to embrace joys and face challenges with a renewed presence of mind. But how can we cultivate this ability to live in the present with fullness? It begins with awareness, the simple act of noticing when our thoughts take us away from the now. Each time we notice this drift, gently, without judgment, we bring our attention back to the moment, whether by focusing on our breath, physical sensations, or the task at hand. This practice of returning to the present can be strengthened through meditation, mindfulness, or even activities that require focus and total engagement. And as this skill grows, so does our appreciation for life. Suddenly, the little things begin to shine with a new light. Moments of connection with others become richer, and even challenges seem less intimidating because we are equipped with the clarity and calmness that only presence can provide. Living in the present with fullness is ultimately an act of self-love and respect for life. By choosing to fully inhabit each moment, we not only improve our own existence, but also enrich the lives of those around us. Each moment becomes a celebration, an act of gratitude for the miracle of being alive, here and now. So let us all strive to live in the present with our whole hearts, remembering that each moment is precious and irreplaceable. May we find joy in simplicity, strength in presence, and depth in everyday experience. And may, by doing so, we discover true fullness that comes from being truly present in the vibrant tapestry of life. Gratitude practice. Nurturing gratitude. Have you ever wondered why, in moments of silence, when the dust of everyday life settles, we feel a kind of inner calm? It's in that instant that gratitude, almost like a gentle breeze, stealthily enters our lives. It's not a new concept nor revolutionary. In fact, it's as old as the Stoic thinkers themselves, who, with their lives focused on self-awareness and virtue, taught us the immeasurable power of appreciating what we have. Gratitude isn't just about saying, "Thank you." It goes much further. It's about recognizing the incalculable value of the little things, of the people who cross our paths, of the experiences that, however challenging they may be, always have something to teach us. Imagine for a moment that every difficult situation is actually a disguised teacher, bringing valuable lessons for our growth. And why is this so powerful? Because it changes the way we see the world. It turns barriers into steps, problems into opportunities. Gratitude takes us out of the relentless pursuit of more, of the new, of the extraordinary, and puts us in a state of contentment with what is, with the now. But how can we incorporate this practice into our daily lives? In a world where chaos seems to reign, start simple. In your everyday life, pause for a moment. Look around. That cup of coffee in the morning, a friend's smile, the sunset after a tiring day, small gifts that often go unnoticed. This shift in perspective not only enriches our life experience, but also strengthens our relationships. Gratitude builds bridges, brings people closer. When we express our appreciation for others, we are, in a way, acknowledging their importance in our journey, creating a virtuous cycle of recognition and affection. But what about the emotional and spiritual resilience that we so often seek? Gratitude is a solid foundation in this regard. It teaches us to be flexible, to adapt. It shows that, in the grand scheme of things, we are part of something greater, connected to each other, to the world, to the universe. This sense of connection gives us strength, makes us more human, more complete. So I invite you to embark on this journey of discovery, where each day's an opportunity to cultivate gratitude, not as a task, but as a gift you give yourself. Every morning as you open your eyes, think of something you're grateful for. It can be something simple, something small, but acknowledge it, and you will see, gradually, how this act will transform your life, bringing more light, more peace, and an immense sense of truly being alive. Remember, gratitude is a path, not a destination. And this path is woven day by day, moment by moment, breath by breath. May your journey be rich, full, and above all, grateful. Self-sufficiency and independence. Autarkia, you know that idea, that we need to fend for ourselves without relying too much on others to be happy. That's a bit of what the ancient philosophers, called Stoics, meant by self-sufficiency. But hold on. It's not about isolating yourself from the world or pretending you don't need anyone. It's more about finding joy and peace within yourself, without constantly seeking approval or help from others. It means that you try to do your best with what you have, striving to be a fair, courageous, and balanced person. These qualities are like treasures we carry inside us that no one can take away. When we can live like this, external things, like people's opinions or tough situations, don't affect us as much. But how do we get there? Well, there's no magic formula. It's a path we build day by day, trying to be a little better, facing problems head on, and learning from mistakes without letting them define who we are. Along this path, you'll realize that you don't need so much from the outside to be happy. That doesn't mean you'll stop enjoying people or the good things in life. On the contrary, you'll value those things even more, but in a healthier way, without that dependency. Being self-sufficient is a journey of discovery, of freedom. It's learning to enjoy life with what you have, here and now, without always wanting more or waiting for something outside to change for you to be happy. It's about strengthening yourself from within to better face the challenges outside. So, remember this: true happiness comes from within. It's about building your own happiness with the simple things of everyday life and being true to who you really are. May your journey be filled with these moments of discovery and joy, showing that, in the end, we have immense strength within us, flexibility and adaptability, adaptatio. Ever had one of those days where nothing seems to go right? The alarm doesn't go off. The coffee runs out. The internet crashes right before that important meeting. Yeah, life throws those curveballs at us. And that's where a really cool idea from the Stoics comes in. A group from ancient times who had some pretty neat ideas about how to navigate life. They talked about the importance of being flexible and adapting to life's twists and turns. Basically, what they meant is that we can't control everything that happens around us, but we can decide how we're going to react to those things. Let's be honest, there's a lot that's out of our control, right? But how we deal with those situations, well, that's up to us. Being flexible and adaptable is like being bamboo that bends with the wind, but doesn't break. When life throws a challenge our way, we learn to dance to the music, instead of standing still, complaining that it's not the tune we wanted to hear. This not only helps us get through tough times more calmly, but also makes us seize rough patches as opportunities to grow and become stronger. Imagine that every problem is like a surprise workout that life gives you. At first, it might be tough, but over time, you become more prepared, smarter. And it's not just that. Being someone who adapts easily allows us to see things from a positive perspective, even when everything seems to be going downhill. So, the next time something doesn't go as planned, try to channel your inner Stoic. Take a deep breath. See what you can do with what you have at hand, and keep moving forward. Remember, it's not about what happens to you, but how you react to what happens. It might not change the situation right away, but it'll surely make you feel a bit better. And who knows, maybe even lead you to a solution you hadn't thought of before. Being flexible and adaptable is a superpower nowadays. So, let's practice this idea and become the kind of person who faces life's twists and turns head-on, ready for whatever comes our way. If this dive into Stoic wisdom has inspired you, subscribe to the channel and click on one of the videos on the screen to continue your journey of self-discovery.